Good evening, good afternoon, good everything, viewers. Thank you all so very much for being here. I listened to Wasiu, who's asking me to play Kayode Fashola or Tunde Nightingale. That's old school. I'm a K1 person. It is well. Thank you all so very much for being here. You need to see me at parties. You would love me. I know I'm not bragging. I know how to dance. I dance well. Thank you all sincerely for being here. To those who have shared this so far, God bless you. In fact, I just started Fadero Ayodeji Gabriel. You have not missed anything at all. Dari, how are you doing? I'm so glad to have everybody here. For those who are watching me for the first time, my name is Toyisola Ilori. On Facebook, I go by Ajoke Adeomaide. God will bless you. God will honor you all. I appreciate every single one of you that have joined me so far. And of course, for those that will join, God knows that from the depth of me, I truly, 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 truly appreciate you all. Thank you all so very much. If I don't reduce this Wasiu, it will distract me too much. I like Wasiu too much. It's like a disease. Thank you. Dance and let's watch. Okay. I'll dance for a few minutes. I can't do more. Let me get serious. Oh, Lance, this is your first time. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Han. Thank you so very much. I appreciate you all so very much. I thank you sincerely from the depth of me. I cannot but always just so say, God bless you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And forever I'm saying thank you. Now, Uncle Kule has made me to See wahala, oh, you are the one that told me to dance, so I know how to dance. No, seriously, I didn't even do much, but I know how to dance. Let us leave Uncle Wasiu. He has made it. I had said that I was going to talk about. There's this group at Jensweto, see you. There's this group of ladies that they kind of tend to go round. They go round because they're seeking sexual satisfaction. That's the way I see it. I have written about this topic on Facebook a bunch of times, but I just wanted to talk about it on the podcast indeed for the first time. Now, these ladies, people just assume they're promiscuous. They assume they are all over the place. They like men, da 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 da. Happy Sunday to everybody. God bless you all. Thank you all for being here. That they're all over the place. They sleep around. Now, you see, there's some people that they have a lot of male friends. And because they have a lot of male friends, people who do not know, people who don't understand, assume that they sleep with their male friends. I'm a typical example. And Samuel did say to me that she's also a typical example of the category of such women. But we don't sleep with them. More often than not, they're just friends. I have been in the room with a male friend in hotels several times. And we don't even try, stretch hands. We don't even make any move and curb each other. No, we're just like naturally brother and sister. I know it's difficult for a lot of people to take that in, but it's a fact and it's the truth. Also, there's this group of ladies. They are predominantly girls that did not have 100% parental care. Predominantly those that the fathers left, the mothers. Divorce home scenario. Most of the time, the girls are always stretching out, seeking love from men. It's the truth. I have slept many times in rooms with my friends. In fact, there's a friend, I won't put his name out because I don't want people to start with Akilon Shemi. When he came to the US, we were supposed to go to a party and I said, look, I've already gotten a room and it's a 2-bedded. You don't have to get a room except you have a girlfriend or something you want to sleep with. In that case, you can go get your room. But if it's just for us to attend the party and then to go back, you don't have to. And I meant it. It's not the first time. It's not the second time that I'm doing something like that. I have done it several times with my male friends and honestly, they mean nothing. It means nothing to me. So for someone that would probably see me and my male friend in the room, it will be difficult for them to understand that there can't be anything between us. Oh, they slept together, nothing happened. But honestly, nothing ever happens. That's a group of people that people would just doing how you doing? People would just assume and then they box them into that corner like this must be a promiscuous person. That's one group of people. And like I hinted, there's some that, they're from divorced homes and maybe the dad left home because the girl is usually attached to the father, and because the girls are usually attached to fathers, they are kind of lacking in that father figure, and that tends to make them look for what they lack in men outside. Now, as long as the man, a male figure, possibly an older person, is saying, I care about you, they are likely to be falling for those people. Meanwhile, most of these people now, all they want to do really is just to get between your legs. But they lie to you that you are everything, you're this and you're that. Hadi, how are you doing? That's another category of people. Now, there's this group that struck my mind to talk about. In the olden days, because I did ask my grandmother then, I said, why do you circumcise? Ajay Adegbite, how are you doing? I'm good and thank you for being here. I said, why do you circumcise girls? And she explained to me that, I'm fine, Ken, thank you. I am hot. I danced. They made me dance. Yes, I danced though. So I'm sweating. I don't want to get up to do the hair, but I know, and my kids, I don't know where they are at. They've all run away from me because they know I'll just send them messages being here. In the olden days, like I said, I asked my grandma, I said, why were your kids circumcised? Thank you, Sir Bragbinga. God bless you. You've been an inspiration and I appreciate that. My grandma told me that it was to curb the girl's supposed sexual urge. The circumcised girls, thank you, Rumole. The circumcised girls in the olden days to curb their sexual urges, so that because they really love that they go to their spouses' houses virgins. Therefore, the family circumcised their daughters with a view to be able to curb the sexual urge of that girl. Now, what did they do when they now did that? Okay, and then with all the watching and all the beating, let's assume that most of them remained virgins, which was okay. When they now married, they have cut off what is considered to be almost the most important organ of a woman's sexual thing. When you put the totality of the woman's sexual thing together, they have chopped off the clitoris, which is the most sensuous. Now, I went digging. I'll get to talking about the G-spot. With the G-spot, they said the spot is about 1 inch or 2 into the hole. I'm not going to go all that V word and all that P word. So when I'm speaking, please understand when I say oven or hole and things like that, I don't like all that slamming of the name. I know some people don't care, but I honestly don't like it. Juliana, how you doing? Yeah, it's been a while. I haven't been seeing you around, but I have been always here. Good to see you. No, I just started, Lance. You haven't missed anything. Let me, I want to focus because I don't have a script. I say these things from my head, so I really have to get my thoughts together. Now, with the G-spot, which is about 1 inch or 2 from the opening of the oven, 2 inches thereabout, I read that is a spot. When you get to some rough edge, usually at the top, the roof of the oven, it's rough, and when you touch it, it hardens. That's when you will know you have hit the G-spot. Now, the G-spot is key in lovemaking. I mean, if you can hit, you see, the thing with most of our men is that all they do is just to go in and to come out. They just do the thrusting, in and out, in and out, in and out until they ejaculate and they come. But you see, in the process of doing that, they probably didn't hit any spot. They probably didn't really make the woman feel nothing. Let's assume that there is a man now who does no foreplay, who does nothing. Go and sit down. Who does, no, you can't be sitting, just go and sit down. Who does no foreplay, no drama, no nothing, no touching, no nothing. There's some like that. They just harden up and then like practically go in. Now, if there is, let's even assume that somebody did get to the G-spot. Tony Adeleke, how are you? And how's Nairobi? Oh, sorry, you're still in London. Anyway, I hope you're doing good. Oh, see the Nairobi. So, even with the G-spot, with you, okay, like, I don't want to go raw. I'm just trying to be so nice and say it like a missionary. Help me, Lord. Okay, with the G-spot, the best and whatever way that for you to use is the same. You have to use your fingers to get the best of it, to get there, to really be able to play with it. You have to use your fingers. Now, it is a fact, scientifically proven, that even with all that play with the G-spot, some women will still not come. Now, when they do not come, the things I read did say, come back again to the sea. That's the clitoris out there. Now, look at the person that has been circumcised. Doesn't feel anything inside. There's nothing to touch outside. Now, where and how does she now begin to look or feel like a prostitute? She tries this man. Oh, she's heard so much about sex. Everybody is whining and howling and saying that guy is good, that one is hot, this one is that. But the average man does not know how to make love. And because the average man does not know how to make love, the average man that does not know how to make love now is given a woman that does not have a clitoris. Talk about how you're doing. That makes the situation worse. If she had a clitoris, she can even touch herself to come. It's been chopped off. Chopped off because it became cultural. It became cultural. People just did it. I think it is in our own generation that we're not doing that to our kids. But a lot of even my mates have had their thing removed. The clitoris removed. Now, when that has been cut off, the G-spot, you are not hitting it because it is not everybody that will hit that. Thank you. Because you have cut off the area or the thing that is supposed to make her feel really good, she doesn't get it. She's not happy with it. Now, what does she do? She now starts moving from this one. Okay, maybe she's had that. Oh, XYZ is good. Then she tries that one again. You see, she has not put into consideration or into cognizance the fact that her body, the thing that was done to her, the mutilation, is the problem. She now begins to move from one person to the other. And during all of that process of moving around, because she's not feeling it, she wants to feel it. What do we say about her? She's promiscuous. She's all over the place. Abuse Adedigba, contentious, how do you mean? I don't know what exactly you're reacting to. If you can explain out, maybe if I have anything to say about it, I would talk about it. My point today is, it is not every woman that is sleeping around, that is jumping around, that is doing it because she's promiscuous. No, she wants to be promiscuous. No, she has a need. She has a lack. When such women are able to get a man, perhaps to now get to use their G-spot, unfortunately, not too many men know to look or to play with that spot. And because they don't know to play with it, they just leave most women very unsatisfied. And when they leave this woman very unsatisfied sexually, they have the tendency to jump around. Have you not seen women that the husbands beat so much? And then you will wonder what she's doing there. If you're close to the woman, she will tell you, is the only human being that makes me feel completely satiated in bed. That's why I cannot leave him. That's why I don't want to leave him. A Jimogu, from the opening, it's about an inch or two into the hole. And then it's on the upper part. Let's assume the lady's on her back. It's on the upper part, the roof of the oven. An inch or two. Now, how do you know when you're there? It will be rough. It's not smooth like the usual when you're going in. You'll get to a spot that is going to be kind of rough. And then how do you now know, like when you start playing with it, it hardens up. That's when you know you have found it. And she's responding to it.
I'm going to
if my explanation, I do not know if putting the tongue inside of it would work. But I do know that. Oh my God. Don't kill me. I don't know now. I know the finger because from everything I read, I don't know how the tongue will get into that place to do it. But you see, I'm not sure the tongue will be able to work in the hole. Because you see, when you get inside, you're supposed to curve your finger in a kind of come to me kind of thing. You see, most men don't know how to make love. If you now have Oh, I don't go by you. No, I don't think the tongue can do it because you need to get into that place about an inch or two. Except you are telling me that it is possible for you to put your tongue that much inside. Emi o mo yen. I don't know I don't know that. I'm not like I'm an authority. No. I'm trying to explain that. The key thing for me is this. It's not even all about the G thing or the... Okay, just listen to Jimogu. Do this. Use your finger, your middle finger, whatever, 2 inches. Are you saying that the tongue can go in up to 2 inches? I don't know. But I know that if you use the finger, go in about 1 inch or 2, you will feel this rough area. Once you get in and it is rough, then you know you are the G-spot. If you play with that place, you will see, honestly, practical, practical, you will see a reaction. You would innocent meant the roughness you talked about. Oh, okay, tongue roughness. Not, well, maybe something like that, but no. It's like ridges. It's like ridges. It's not like tongue jaga jaga. It's like ridges. You understand? Do you understand? Okay, yes, somebody has explained. It's like ridges. You will feel like it's bumpy. When you get to that spot and you play with that spot, you will see the difference. I want to now, my main point really is not even about the G spot. My main point is in the mutilation. When a lady has been mutilated and she's not satiated, the tendency for her to move around looking for satisfaction is pretty high. Now, the reason why I brought in the G spot thing is because not everybody even knows it. Not even everybody have ever done it. So if you don't do it, you've never done it, or you don't do it. Yes, Joey, yes, we got through to that. That's what it meant. If you don't do it, you don't know how to make her, you don't do all the foreplay and all those other things. The tendency for this woman to move around is pretty high. So that's basically why a lady would just move around. There's some that they say they're nymphos. They just want it every time. And therefore, you see, when you look at a woman who's a nympho, she wants it every time. It's like a disease. There's really almost nothing you can do about it. The reason why I'm talking about this is because I want people to understand that the nympho will just go around, it will just do it. Moving around should not be the solution. The person has moved around because the person probably is not married. Now, if you meet a nympho, if your girlfriend is a nympho, you have to decide that you want that nympho or you don't want that nympho. That's where I'm going. You have to really decide in your heart, your head, your soul that, okay, will I be able to cope with this girl's sexual urges? If you think and know that you probably may not be able to, it is not in your best interest to marry that kind of person. That's where I'm going. You see, all these things they're interwoven. You will say to yourself, oh, I love this woman. Oh, she's whatever. She's this, or that. But in reality, she's what she is. Initially, you liked it. And then suddenly it's like, what is even the whole thing? It's too much now. That will be a problem there. She may sleep around. Now, let's assume that the man fell sick. And then his thing no longer rises. And then he has a woman that is a nympho. What do you think she's going to do? She's not going to fold her hands and stare and look at you. No. She's going to do it. So you have to decide, you have to determine. Sexual concentration is so key in marriages. People don't think about it. People don't give it any consideration. People just think it's nothing until they now marry and the reality of the demand. For instance, I mean, I've talked about a man here that says the woman says it's too big, and they do maybe 3 or 4 times a year because she's feel. I asked him, I said, didn't you do before marriage? He said, we did very well. How does one explain that? So if that kind of man goes out, which of course is permanently outside, what's the woman supposed to say? My husband is permanently outside. After you deprive and say it's too big. It's the same thing with a woman. Some are looking for satisfaction because they've never gotten it. The clitoris was chopped off and they never really felt anything, and they just keep bouncing around. Like, people say they enjoy this thing. How come I'm not enjoying it? And then they bounce around. Some are nymphos. They have to have it. It's like oxygen. It's either you have that capability or you don't have it. And then again, many men do not know how to do this thing. If you meet the average man and ask him how he is, he will say, he's a stud, he's the best thing to happen to. In fact, he will kill you, you will die. But the reality of the matter is that he cannot do anything when the chips are down. So, when a man has bragged, and you think that yes, your life probably is going to be like all, and then that doesn't happen. For someone that is an addict. Okay, Jibogu, you said you once picked a nympho on your way. That's the first time I ever met them. The experience will be wholesome. Before Jack, we are there. Well, yeah, some would do the bragging, and then somebody that is extremely active is looking forward to it, and then it doesn't happen, and then you turn around and say she does this around. It's not because she wants to do it around. It's because of the fact that you have not been able to satisfy her. Many men don't satisfy women sexually. Many of you married men, you don't satisfy your wife sexually. You don't. You don't even know that you do not. That's what is paining me. And that's why I'm actually talking today. The only thing with us, most women, is that many of us are like, Bakamu. We're just like, say, you know what? It's what it is. This is my cross. I'll take it like that. And I'll just be a good wife. I'll be who I'm supposed to be. I will not play around. I will not do X, Y, Z. Some are just like that. But that's not to say that they're happy or they are satisfied. Very many are like that. A lot of people are so not satisfied that if they ever make the mistake of meeting a gigolo or someone that will take them, the tendency to always go back will forever be there. Gentlemen, you need to learn to make love. I'm not here to teach anybody to make love. I'm actually here to make a case for the women that you think are all over. They sleep all over the place. Why should a woman move around purposely because she's not sexually satisfied with her partner? They can practice many sex positions. I bet you there is no way she will not. Okay, you have said, Ogun Kuade Toba Michael. You said, why would a woman do that? Now, let us assume that, yes, the woman wants to practice. What did I say at the beginning? I said most men just go in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out, and that's it. Most men, if we put 10 men down, 6 does do that in and out. Maybe 2 are studs. The other 2, they are in between. Most men don't know how to do it. Every man assumes they know how to do it because all they do is just to go in and then they lash in and out and then they grunt and that's it. But it's more of a process for the woman that is deeper than that. I want you all to do something with your spouses. From the moment you kiss her or touch her boobs or actually decide in your head you want to make love and you start do something, look at the clock. Look at your wristwatch, look at anything. When you come, check your time. It can't be more than 10-15 minutes. From the moment, majority, it won't be all of course. And you will think that you have climbed Mount Everest and you have come down. You will think you have jogged 10 kilometers or whatever. That's what you will feel because that's what the action has really made you to feel. You exerted energy, you're panting and so on. But the reality of the matter is that check the time. Many are less than 5 minutes with everything put into it. Most men don't know how to do this thing. And because you don't know how to do it, the woman may go out. Now, Ogunkwade, if the woman wants you to do something, she's missing on it, and you're not even doing it. And then let me tell you something about we women. We are always afraid. Take it from me today. We're always afraid to introduce something new to our spouses. You know why we're afraid? We don't want you guys to say, Talo Koye, how did you know about it? Who told? Where did you find out? Who told you? How did you know? So usually when anything is going on in our heads, or we have read or we have heard, we are always not too, we don't want to practicalize it with you. We want to pretend that we're still your good wives. Many people have not done more than missionary and doggy all their lives. They barely touch each other. The sex life is extremely boring. And because the sex life is extremely boring, the woman is never happy. Most of the time, the men are happy. And then you see, maybe because for the men, I'm going to say this straight off. You see, with most men, they have somebody that is doing all these other things. Many men, their wives will never put their thing in their mouths now. They won't even offer the wives. But they have girlfriends and mistresses that, in fact, those ones have degree in that thing. So they are not bothered. They come home and just do the ritual. But in doing the ritual, you are not doing it right. If a woman now has strayed and has been satisfied way beyond what you have ever done, I see that woman going out. You won't know, but she's likely to. That's why when I see many men, like they agonize, like they cut their wives. Can you imagine? I built her a house, and even the boy that is doing the thing cannot afford a SIM card though. It's because of what the boy is doing, which you have refused to do. So they spend your money, they stay in your space, they enjoy your money, but they get that satisfaction outside. Why don't you make an effort to go beyond the norm? Discuss sex freely with your spouse or friends. Tell what you like. Don't be shy about it. I don't know why and how in this age some are still kind of so shy to talk about sex with their spouses. Discuss it. I don't like that. This is what I like. No, I want to touch myself. I don't want you to touch me. You just concentrate on this and let me do this. Discuss it. And usually, again, one thing I noticed is when the average man has come, he doesn't want to do anything again. Meanwhile, the woman is far from being there. So how do you... It just does it and then you just get up and then you say, okay, that's it. It's what it is. If you have a woman that is very, very active and you are like, that's why I said before the marriage, the sexual compatibility is so key, but we don't take it serious. And even before the marriage, the one that has had the clitoris chopped off is likely to move around because she's not feeling anything. So she's just moving from one man to the other with a view to getting somebody to be able to get out right. Why? Because most of you don't even know what to do with the G-spot. You don't even know where the G-spot is. So if you don't get any spot, she doesn't have a clitoris, she's just going to move. She's just going to keep moving. She's just going to keep moving. Or if somebody has at some point in time of her life given her true satisfaction, she would know there is somebody somewhere that should be able to do it. And the tendency to search is pretty high. It may seem crazy. It may seem, why would you, because of just sex, go and do that? The truth of the matter is just like if you have tasted something good, you want a repetition. You want to taste it again. You want to try it again. And the tendency to do that is pretty high. You need to get closer to indeed your wives sexually. So I just needed to let you know Especially when you see many people that you think, I see that, Mr. Dedigba. Especially when you see many people that you think, okay, this one is promiscuous. It could be that because she doesn't have that, she's just searching. And then she may be a nymph. She is a nymph. A nymph. It's not her fault she wants to do it. She just wants to do it. So you can't look at someone who's a nymph and say, I share one. No, you can't say that. It's a disease. She has it. It's like somebody who is on opium, is a drug addict. If this addict does not take that drug, the addict would not. Why would a drug addict just go and take the what do you call it? The CFO of your father's house and sell for a fix? Why would a drug addict take the papers and keys or something of a vehicle and go and fling it? Because he or she must have that fix. It's the same thing with somebody who's a nymph. She wants it, she wants it. So if she's that kind of person, if you are married to that kind of person, or you have that kind of person as girlfriend, she's just someone that you need to do so many things with. Your fingers, toys, that way. And then as often as. So you better eat well. And take energizers and all those things very well. Because you don't want to faint either. Those ones can do like every day. When I was in Inside Communications here, a lady did say that she did every day of the year except when she was on. And she was usually on 4 days in a month. On the 5th day, after the 4th day, she starts again. And she must do every day. She lost her husband, and that was what came out of her mouth. She said, who is going to do it every day with me? I said, every day. She said, yes, every day. I said, she said, the only time that when she's not flying her flag, she has to do it. Now, imagine you or meet that kind of person. And she said, my husband is been able to meet. Maybe that's what killed the husband. I don't know. I mean, this is a joke. But the husband died. It's just what she is. She's not sleeping around because she's a mess. Because she's a shewo. No. Thank you very much, Auntie Dabiri. God bless you. She's not sleeping around because she's a shewo. She's not a shewo. It's her body that is yearning. And it has to be satisfied. Your body is hungry, you have to eat. You're thirsty, you have to drink. She wants to make love, she's yearning, she has to make love. So if you are with that kind of woman, you have to understand and you have to know what to do with her. Now I have said, you don't know the G-spot, she doesn't have a clitoris. How does she enjoy sex? You just go in and out. She's looking for somebody that's going to be, maybe she's had somebody in the past who was able to get her to that level. She's going to keep searching until she's able to find somebody that would make her feel completely happy with herself in bed. Also, the husband is sick. He doesn't have penile erection again. What do you do with that? And you have a woman that is very viral. So, definitely, she's likely to stray. Now, let me use this opportunity to go into what this lady that you all are so unhappy with. What's her name now? Oh, Lord, my God. I'm trying to... Fumi Yonda. What she said about Nigerian men forgiving their wives who go into adultery. The way I want to view that comment, I think she just kind of didn't present it. Let me play the devil's advocate for Fumi now. I think what Fumi meant by that statement, we can rationalize this way. The husband can no longer do. He's sick, diabetic, whatever. He can no longer do. He no longer has erection. And this is a wife, the wife is a nymph. She's someone that must do. If the husband catches that kind of woman at it, he has to forgive. What's he going to do? He cannot do anything, so what's he going to do? Huh? Almost nothing. Because he simply cannot do. Also, she did say something about the man forgiving the woman that is caught in adultery. Some just forgive for the kid's sake. Fumi did not I didn't hear a full thing, but I read a bit of it. Funmi was kind of insisting that Nigerian men are extremely forgiving to women that would do that. I would say it is not completely true. It is actually more of untruth than truth. The average man is likely not to forgive, but maybe the men that are forgiving are the one that does not have penile erection again. The one that just feels that, look, wait, if I don't forgive this woman, what do I do with these children? He loves his children so much that he can overlook the woman's mistake. Even though in his head, he probably does not love her again. But for the kid's sake, he's just letting go. He doesn't want that wahala. He cannot deal with divorce and so on. That's another group of people that would just say, you know what? He will just let it go. He probably does not love the woman again, but for the kid's sake, he will let it go. Another group of men that may likely also forgive is when it's got to do with economic reasons. Here is a man that the woman is the breadwinner, and then somebody comes and tells you that the wife is sleeping with the president or the minister. You are likely to just ignore. Maybe those are the women that Funmi is those are the women that Funmi is referring to. And those are the examples that she had in her head when she said something about Nigerian men just forgiving their wives when they stray. I mean, I wouldn't know. I didn't speak to her. I don't know what I thought about. But I just thought to mention that, especially when I talked about the penile erection dysfunction of a man, that the wife is very active. If the man is not strong and the woman strays and the man finds out and he knows, in fact, and then there is another group. The man cannot even do at all, but he keeps it a secret, and the wife goes out. People will wonder why this woman is out, and the husband knows and is not doing anything about it. He probably is not doing anything about it because he knows he cannot do anything. The woman is actually covering up his shame and giving the impression that he can do. What about your group of what group are you, Nameka? So if the man cannot do, and the wife is covering up for him, if you go and tell that kind of man that you caught his wife at the hotel with another man, he may just do all the gra with you, but he knows in his heart of heart nothing is going to happen. And everybody is expecting and waiting for the man to throw the woman out, and they find that no such thing is happening. That kind of man also would not do anything about it. Just now you're doing. Another one is, some men are really permissible. For instance, they can allow their wife to go the swing. I know Nigerian men who swing. I know Nigerian men that their wives are allowed to sleep with boyfriends. If she sees someone she likes, she's allowed to do it because the husband is also doing the same thing, and because of perhaps proximity. So when you look at men like that, when you look at those reasons, you will see that Funmi is not really off the mark. But for the average, maybe what she should have done was to bear it, give all the explanations vis-a-vis what it was she's talking about. Okay, this is what I mean. The man that doesn't have an erection, or the man that swings with his wife, or the man that for economic reasons the wife is out there, he can't do anything, or the one that because he loves his children, or because she's talking because of the children, or because Kemi, or because for this or that reason, Mr. Abis Adejigba, that is you. You probably don't swing. That's you. Some men swing, and they're happy with themselves. The wife can go out and have. You see, let me tell you. You think swinging is horrible? I'm telling you, it's not as bad as it seems. I don't know why men think that women will forever be happy sleeping with only them. I have said it too many times. Mm-hmm. Women are not completely forever happy just sleeping with a man. But because, we've been conditioned, we've been culturally, whatever, and all those things. So the average woman just okay, that's the only thing I'm going to probably do forever. But in her heart of heart, in the down deep inside of her, she's actually thinking of visualizing or imagining. I mean, I know that I have imagined some other men, except ex, before we even broke up. Women imagine it. Putting it to practice is a different thing. And then you see a man, there's some men that because they play around, they just say to themselves, if I play around, why should I now say she can't play around? Okay, I'm not even with her. Okay, imagine a man, you are in Nigeria or you are abroad, and then you have your significant partner or spouse in some other place, and you're there for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 years, and you don't expect her to do anything. You are wicked, though. You are wicked. I think, you see, the only thing I would expect from that kind of man is just to say that, do not let me know, because the man is doing now. The man, I don't know. Some people have shown to me that in a month, in Guinea month, some have shown to me that since they married. But I keep saying that if we have 1,000 men, maybe 1 or 2 would not do on 1 month away from the wife. So if you do, and then you have a woman for 1 year, and you are swearing and saying you can't swing, I'm just letting you understand why couples can swing, Mr. Adedigba. Couples can swing. You are not where the woman is. She has a need. Or you expect her to just always only use the dildo while you all can sleep with whoever you want. At best, you say, please don't let me know. At best. But don't always think in your head that, no, she must not do it. She must not. It's not right. It's not. I'm not saying you should think she's doing it, but don't think she must not do it. Assume she's not doing it, and don't even want to know if she's doing it, especially if you are not there. If you are there, it's a different thing. If you are in the country together, you're just like, different cities, I would understand. But if you're not in the same city, you're not in the same country, and then you expect her to remain a saint for you for a year, for 2 years, even if she doesn't tell you, I don't know. I don't think you should expect that. That's the reason why somebody may swing. Not because, okay, yes, they are together and then, even though some couples even still do it. But you see, don't forget that because people get bored. I know this is one of the craziest things I'm saying. It's not African. I'm not saying people should do it. I'm just explaining it. Why it happens and that truly these things happen. I'm not recommending it for any couple. I'm not recommending it for anybody. But you see, it may happen. I'm just speaking for Yoda in diversion from exactly what I was talking about today. That some people just do it. Some women may just get fed up of the same thing. In fact, most of us women with our spouses, from the beginning to the end, we know what will happen. When you have slept with the same man now for 5-10 years, you will know the drill now. Nothing new. But you see, most of these men, follow Shogoduga, if I'm wrong, please say it, or don't just say you heard me. But you see, with most of the men, they have so many other women that they explore and do all these things. You see, if the average man is able to deal with a boring wife sexually because they have so many other options. They do outside. They have other women. Am I right? Am I right or wrong? No, forget male whatever now. Chauvinism, forget it. Am I right or wrong? The average man has so many other women. He may have the one that at best she's a head mistress. That is our strength, area of strength. She may have another one that is just can ride. They have variety. And because they have this variety, it doesn't ever really bother them how the woman at home is limp. They just do, in fact, they do the home just so that they come to play the home game. Their away game is so exhilarating, bubbly, very happy outside. Good evening, sir, Apostle. They are so very you see, I'm right. They're so bubbling outside that they just come on to perform rituals. So that, why they come to perform rituals? For women that are not at that high level of sexual need, they just perform the ritual and then they leave her there. She will be fine. And then they're outside again enjoying sex. If you now have a wife that is high up there and you are not meeting, we could have a problem. That's the point I'm trying to make. I'm not, all the things I have said, it's not like I'm profiling solutions. I'm just stating facts. That the truth is this may happen. The truth is this may happen. this couple may do this. This may happen. I'm not saying they should do it. They're just realities of life I'm talking about here. So if you have a wife that is what you do with her, and she's the hyper, she's likely to stray because she's not happy with what you're doing. You all just need to step up your games. The average woman, I'm telling you, you can ask women, you can ask your female friends, you can even ask your wife. In fact, I wish that men would ask their wives today, sincerely tell me, do I make you happy? Are you happy? Are you satiated? If ask her, and do it with all sincerity of purpose. I don't know. I know we've been making love fairly regularly. Do I even give you enough? Mm-hmm. Do you think that I can do better? Would you want me to? What is it you think you want to explore with? Discuss with me, because I want you to be happy doing this. I want you to be satiated at the end of each one. Okay, after the first round, you haven't come. You're not. Okay, what do you want me to do? How do I cope? Okay, do we introduce the toy? What do I do to make these things more enjoyable? Ask your wife. And if she says, well, I'm okay, it's fine. Fine, she's fine. But if she's not happy, if she's not satiated, you need to, the average woman would not ask. Because the first thing that goes in the head of the man is, where did she hear about it, Mudano? Yeah, most men just come on to perform rituals. If you've been sleeping with ask the wife, ask the average wife, what will happen from the beginning to the end? They know it. And I gave you an exercise. I said, from the moment you decide in your head you want to make love and you touch your hand like this, with that move is, okay, I want to make love. Check your time. And when you grunt and you come, check your time. If you do 10 minutes, you have tried. It's always, so with some it's less than 5 minutes. But to you, it will seem like eternity. The man just does his pack and he's done. He just rolls. Some even would now just roll and sleep. But with the woman, at the time that you have arrived, in fact, she has not warmed up. Some are just used to that and they take it like that. But many, very many are not. And they may stray. I have said 2 things. Check your timing. Talk to your woman. Try the G thing. Okay, there's this one thing I also would like to mention. It is not only your instrument for men that is supposed to be involved in lovemaking. You have your fingers. Many would not do the tongue one, but what stops you putting your tongue on the girls? Even if you won't put it on the downside, some would not do it. Okay, fine. That's not you. You don't want to do that. But you see, the painful thing? The man that will say, lie, cannot put mouth there. But they expect you to blow their own trumpet. They want you to blow it. You want your wife to blow your own trumpet, but you don't want to lick her own plate. I want men, honestly, whether you've been married 10, 5, whatever, I want you to actually discuss with your wife this thing I'm talking about. And when you want to discuss it, don't make her feel guilty like this or that. Just say it with like a sense of concern. Sincerely, seriously, I had something and I was beginning to wonder if I've done well with you. Please let me know. Let's discuss it. Would you want me to try something? Let's even try. Most women may just some may just, I see many women coming out to say, well, it's true. I see many, it depends on how you present it. If you're not presenting it like, okay, and you're share what kind of thing. If you're not presenting in a negative way, if you're presenting it with a view to making things better for her, and you, of course. But like I said, most men are so selfish because they have other options. Because they have other options, they don't really think, once they have performed that ritual, they think the woman is good. Well, the male ego should not, that's why I'm speaking to them. I don't want anybody letting any ego come into anything at this point. The key thing and what I'm trying to project today is this. 2 things. let your wife truly enjoy the sex with you. Secondly, most of these women that you think are promiscuous and they sleep around, they do it not because they want to do it. I have given the reasons earlier. If you missed it, if you go back to watching me from the beginning, you hear them. So when we have that understanding, for instance, you have a woman with a very high libido, the least you can do is to note that you have to employ your hands and indeed introduce toys to the situation. And if you can do all of that with your little strength or the much strength that you are able to put into it, of course, if she sees all the effort, that's the thing men don't realize. When we see the man put an effort, we actually are appreciative. And for just even putting in the effort is almost enough for us to feel that, yes, this person has done a lot for us, and just live with it. Let's go beyond doing just the rituals. Let's go beyond living with the rituals. And let's go beyond just doing that baby thing. Let's get a little bit more. Eyitayo or Jemala, you said, man, most married women won't discuss even when they know the solution or what they wanted and how to achieve it. That's what I said. I said it's even I had that situation on my hands. My husband used to travel a whole lot there, and when I found out about e-sex, I mean, you find out things on Facebook groups and people were saying all sorts of things. My heart, my soul wanted to do it with him. I really wanted to introduce it, but I didn't know how I was going to start it and say, oh yeah, let us do this thing. Because they taught me at the group, they really thought, we discussed it, everybody, it was like, oh really, I'll do this, say this, that. I really would have loved to, but I couldn't bring I hinted a few times like, about sharing. And then, when you hear that kind of thing, you're just like, okay, it does not, because to him, it's like, okay, who are you doing it with? I wasn't doing it with anybody. I heard about it and I thought and I wanted, okay, it would even be good for me and my situation. But indeed, I could not bring it up because it made him to feel that I was doing something. And in him thinking I was doing something, he didn't like that. That's why I said the man should please introduce this. Most women are not likely to introduce it. It is very rare for women to introduce it. Unfortunately, the average man thinks he's a stud. Even the one that does 2 minutes still believe he has done something. That is one thing I find interesting about men. The one that cannot do anything thinks it's fantastic. The ones they just think they are when it comes to that bed thing, in fact, they are the best thing to happen to any woman. When in reality it's not. I mean, it's nothing. So we need the men to step up the game. We need the men to bring out the good that wise in the women. If you cannot even put your tongue, you can use your fingers. Some men have never used their hand to touch the woman down there in their lives. In fact, they have never removed their wife's pants themselves. The woman has to remove the thing. Or they just like, Yalagbaja call me a sungbalaja, almost semi-sungbalaja. It's just something. They get all these things from outside. They get different things from outside. These girls outside now, they are professionals. They are wild, they're everything in bed. So these guys get these things from outside. And because they get them from outside, they're just coming home to top up. They are very satisfied from outside. So they're just coming home to top up. And because they're coming home to top up, they're just ready to do. In fact, because the energy has been expended outside. So they're just coming home to just do that little bit just to fulfill righteousness, like I said. Let's go beyond fulfilling righteousness. Let's really strive to make this thing something enjoyable with our wives. May God bless your homes. May God bless your union. May God bless your relationships. I can tell you that when you have a good sexual relationship with a man, believe me, the tendency to divorce is closer to 0 than higher to 100%. If you have a good sexual relationship with your spouse, male, female, for you to divorce is I've done 1 hour, I've done 1 hour, and I try to save the people, especially in Nigeria's data. And basically that's really what I want to talk about. Is like I have really bear it all out. Share this message, I would appreciate it. And by the way, I'm on YouTube as D Israel and indeed Doisola Ilori. All my podcast on YouTube. If you think I'm not dancing, Joanne, alone. The whole essence of this is for homes and marriages and relationships, Nigerians can go to bed. Eti, you are a bad sister. That's a joke. So the whole essence of this is for couples to rediscover themselves, and to understand that that lady that you think is promiscuous is not promiscuous because she wants to be promiscuous. She is promiscuous probably because she's a nymph. A nymph is a disease. She can't do nothing about it. Or because her clit was chopped off and she's not been able to enjoy sex and she keeps searching. Or because maybe some are even like pretending. Some are pretending to the world, covering up for the man. Some are pretending covering up for the man because it's the man that cannot even do anything. So, but they let the couple, the man may even go say like, you know what, go get pregnant, go do whatever outside. It's like something that they have like an hour between them. And then like those who said that like for me, that said Nigerian men will just overlook if their wives messed up. Like I said again, for instance, the woman knows that the man can do nothing, or the woman knows that the man cannot impregnate, and they agree, you know what, okay, go make babies outside, but please don't ever let anybody know, and they keep it a secret. Now, if you go and tell that kind of man that your wife is doing this, do you think how do I say it? Do you think that kind of man is going to be worried? He's not going to be worried because he knows what's going on. And the wife is actually Ombola Shirini. And then again, you see that there's this other group, like a couple. Maybe they have a secret. Like some that maybe they did, thank you, Joey. They did money ritual. Chike, I see you. How you doing? Yes, Funke, I saw that. You can always watch this all over. Thank you. Some couples have secrets. Maybe they did some things together to be rich, to have children, to do this, to do that. So when and if such a woman now misbehaves, the secret they share is so strong. For instance, the man is a drug kingpin, and the wife knows every secret that would crush him and crush his kingdom. Do you think if that kind of man sees his wife doing anything, he's going to do anything about it? Hell no. They will fight in the house. In fact, rather than fight the wife, rather than do anything to the wife, it's the man that had the audacity to do that man is going to kill or deal with. Forget it. Forget the wife. Thank you, Mr. Dedigba. Yes, let her watch. Send it to her. It's the man that came in that man is going to face. If your woman has your secret, how you made money, or some deals you have done, or you kill somebody innocently, and she knows that thing, if she has something really strong that can destroy you, except you kill her, and then maybe she has said, look, you know what, if I die suddenly or in very funny or shady circumstances, this is it, and you know that thing is somewhere, and you just don't want that mess in your head. Somebody now comes and tells you, I saw your wife at the hotel. You just look at the person like, are you well? Are you okay? You know, that's what's going to come to your head because you don't even want to hear it. So this is what I have to talk about today. I just needed people to understand that it is not every woman that is all over the place that is like, it's because it's what they are, it's their body. It's somebody is my son is sleeping. You me, my snoring. No, my son is sleeping across opposite me. So you know, it's what it is. It's not because she's promiscuous for the fun of it. She's probably promiscuous for the reasons I have mentioned. If you have anything you want me to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, please reach out to me on Facebook. I go by Ajoke Ade Omo Ayinde. Like I said in the beginning, my real name. I said my son, whoa, he's snoring. My son is sleeping. I don't want to wake him up. Let me just leave him. So, if you want me to discuss anything or something you want me to talk about openly like this, you would like to share with the world, please across of me and is doing all that sleeping. If there's anything you would want me to talk about, please reach out to me. Nobody should be sleeping in the studio. Thank you very much. Thank you so very much. So I will all have a great week. This is what it is today. I'm not dancing. No dancing. I'll post a. Oh, I know I'm not dancing. I think you're going to Misha. Me dance, so, you know. Anyway, if there's anything you would like me to talk about, please, 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 please reach out to me on Facebook. I'm Ajoke Adeomo on Facebook. I would. Hey, when you are telling me to dance, no, Caroline, Candy, UT, thank you too for being here. Itayo Jemola, thank you. God bless you. I'll be back next week, Sunday, 8 p.m. Nigerian time. This is kind of boring. I wasn't trying to do a sex education thing. No. I wanted to make people understand why some women are kind of all over, why they are sexually active. It's not because they are bad people. It's not because they are shareholders like we want to think. It's because of those things that I talked about. And we are hoping that the men, thank you, Michael. We're just hoping that the men will step up their game and that they would. I want the men to do what I said they should do. Reach out to their women with sincerity. It's all with a view to getting them to be able to do pretty good. God bless you all. We all have a wonderful week. Like I said, I'll be back next week. Share this message to couples that you think have this problem of they have sexual issues. You don't touch on the you didn't touch on the wrongly tagged ladies. How do you mean, Han? Wrongly tagged ladies. What's that supposed to mean? Yes, that's what I said. I said people that, okay, I get you, Anne. I said that's why I said I wanted to talk about the women that men wrongly tag. I said, one, many have male friends, and this, like I explained, that I sleep in the room with my male friends in hotels without anyone even thinking to make love. I mentioned it, and then I said, secondly, some are missing on fatherly love, and because of that, they tend to always have men. For instance, you know, the average person probably is lying to them and makes it seem like you're everything to me, and then she dates that one, and then because that one, after sleeping for a few months, just jumps again, and then that's what I'm talking about now, and then she picks another one because she was lacking of that parental love. She's kind of is looking for that outside in men. Then I talked about the ones that are nymphs. It's not their fault that their body is craving sex. They just want to do it, and they have to do it. It's like a drug addict, which was also why I said that. Look at the ones that they're on drugs. Why would somebody take the C of O of a whole house and go and sell because you need to fix for a week? Ojintile, that probably even the parents are inside of it. So I want people to understand that some are just sexually also like that. Some people are like that. And I did say also that, for instance, a man that no longer has that has penile dysfunction, it doesn't have an erection again, and the wife is someone that she has this high libido-ish kind of thing. The tendency for her to be out there is great. Also, I talked about the ones that they have chopped off the clitoris because she's never able to get satisfaction. Maybe she's enjoyed it once sometime. She keeps searching and she keeps going round because of what has been cut off, and because some don't know how to get to even discover the G-spot, vis-a-vis even thinking to know what to do with it. If the person's clitoris has been chopped off, she's likely to just keep going around. If she's someone that wants to really have it, she's likely to be going around wanting to desire it. Now, what did the parents do in the olden days? You chopped it off because you didn't want somebody to be promiscuous. At the end of the day, because she's searching for sexual satisfaction, what you actually try to avoid in the beginning, what you could have used sex education and monitoring to take care of and leave this poor lady with her clit, you chopped it off, and then at the middle and end of her life, she's all over the place, doing exactly what you didn't want her to do when she was under your control. I know these days, we don't do that to our kids, so at least they are in a better position and situation to be able to manage their lives better. And I talked about, what else again? Yeah, the men that can't do. And I appealed to the men and said they should step up their games, talk to their wives, time what they do. The average thing is between 5 to 10 minutes, nothing more than that, even though they always seem that it's much more than that. So, I think I covered everything. I'll be back at 8 p.m. Nigerian time. I went past 1 hour because of Etty and Anne, and during that they are in UK and Germany, and insisting I should go more than that. Apologies to all my friends in Nigeria. I didn't mean to burn your data just for the fun of it. I appreciate you all. We can do better with the audience. Thank you all so very much. Let's invite people to watch this. I try. I speak from experiences. I never have a script. I just look at people, I look at subjects and situations, and I use my experience to kind of just talk about whatever it is I want to talk about for the day, with a view to hoping that somebody will just grasp something and it will be useful for. If it's useful for one family, I'm satiated. I mean, if I can make one family, I've made something. God bless you all. See you. What of special diets to help men step up their game? Stop where, go and Google. You will see diet. God bless you. Thank you also very much. I'll see you next Sunday. Bye, and you all have a wonderful week.